Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'll be doing what I said I'd be doing a little while ago. I am going to be feeding a lot of my animals some pumpkin. Now this is already chopped up, but the footage that I got of me chopping it up is on its way. I said in a previous video, in my pumpkin video, about how you can help animals out in the wild, out in natural wildlife, how you can help animals survive this winter with some pumpkins. I said that you can take your pumpkins out into the woods and that you can do your bit and give a bit back to the earth and make sure that animals are fed this winter. In this video what I'll be doing is I will be showing you all the animals that I can feed mine to. So my bearded dragon, my fish, my birds, well not my birds but the garden birds. I'll be doing an extra little feeding video for you with all the extra bits and how I do my feeding routines on some of my animals. After that, I will be taking all of this out and 2 other pumpkins out into the woods, and I will be scattering these, and hopefully I won't be able to get any footage of the animals because I don't want to force them out of their homes and stuff and to come and feed. However, I hope and I know that they will be eaten by animals and detritivores of the forest. I will be going out into the woods and I will be giving some of this stuff to anywhere I can find. So we're around logs, under leaf litter, under literally everything. So I hope that you stay watching, stay to the end of the video, and I really do hope that you enjoy this video. Okay, and so now that we've cut all of our pumpkin up, as you can see I've got a bowl of all what was in the middle, which is called the meat of the pumpkin. I will be using this for birds, so garden birds and wild birds that come into your gardens. They can sit, they can eat the seeds, they can also eat the last little bits of this bit, and it's really healthy for them. It improves their egg laying. And for most animals, like I've said, a lot of animals around this time of the year don't get a lot of food. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be taking this out to the birds, put this on the bird table, putting it around certain parts of the garden for if mice and stuff want to also come and eat. This bit I'm going to hollow out a little bit and I'm going to put this in a fish tank, and I'm hoping my plec will go onto it. All of this bit here I will be chopping up into smaller bits, and I will be using some of this for people like Erwin. So yeah, without further ado, I will show you what I will be doing with the birds, and I will try and get you some footage of me putting it on all the different bird tables. So let's get on with that. So it is currently raining, but it's not too bad, and I'm here with my bowl of food for the birds. So on one of the bird tables I will put some. I will put some on here. So we'll put a little bit there, just sitting on there. A little bit up here, some in there. And this is really good for birds and squirrels. And especially for the squirrels that will like come into this garden. There are loads of them. There's some up there, some in there, some up there, some over here, and the last lot on the big garden table, which is here. So we'll put in more solid stuff on the bottom. Hopefully we can attract some crows or some ravens. Well, you don't really get ravens anymore. So there's all going in on here, all up here, and we'll scatter some on the plants down below, and maybe some of the seeds for the mice. So yeah, that's the bowl empty. That's now, the garden has now got loads of pumpkin on, and so let's get on with the fish. Okay, and here we are at my angelfish tank. In this angelfish tank, obviously there are my angelfish, my platinum diamond, my marble diamond, and my zebra lace. 2 are female, 1 is male, 2 are actually pregnant. There are also 3 crabs in here. There is a red crab, and 2 panther crabs. They do not come out until the night time. and they are always under the log in there, down under there. It's completely foliaged, there's moss growing all over the ground, but there's also an L number plec in here. There is a polka dot cactus plec. Now plecs are, yes, they are known for swimming around and eating all the algae on the sides. However, they do also like to eat cucumber and sometimes lettuce leaves. But this week I'm going to try and see if it will eat some pumpkin. So all I'm going to do is I'm hoping it will float on top like that. So here is the pumpkin. All it's going to do is float on the top. Hopefully bits of it will either, some bits will come off and fall to the ground. The crabs can then eat it. However, the angelfish may even come up and start pecking at it, and hopefully the plec will see it and come up, swim up to it, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a large plec by the end of it. This is just one of my tanks, and this tank is completely planted, so everything at the bottom is completely planted, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a plec to eat off of the pumpkin, but we'll see. Can't guarantee it, obviously, can't control the fish. However, yeah, this is one of my tanks, so let's watch. Okay, and so next up we have Erwin. Erwin, like I said in my previous Bearded Dragon Care video, he eats a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit. Now, that makes up 75% of his diet, and today I want to show you how I do that. So I'm going to be using some of the pumpkin we chopped up from earlier. I'm going to be using lots of different other fruits and vegetables for him to eat, which makes up most of his diet. So yeah, without further ado, let's go on to that and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, and here we have where I'm do all of the food and stuff. So this is his old stuff, which he doesn't need anymore. It's all dry and whatnot. So you get rid of that, and once you've got rid of that, you clean it down with some water, and then you have a bare food tray. So obviously we cut up some pumpkin earlier, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up a little bit smaller just to give Owen some bits of pumpkin in his diet. This will help his calcium intake, as pumpkin is very high in calcium. This is slowly turning out to be a feed on my animals video. However, we're not feeding everything. Okay, so there's the pumpkin. We're also going to give him some tomato. So we're going to cut this in half. He won't eat all of this. However, there is another animal in this room that will eat the rest of this tomato. So yeah, if we cut down one of the halves in half, that will be the tomato for him. So just like that. This other half of tomato will be used for a different animal. Now, one of Erwin's favourites, broccoli, so he doesn't get a lot of that, but that can go in there. Along with this, we got some washed cabbage leaves, put those in there, some cauliflower parts. What else has he got? He's got some chopped bits of pepper and carrot, so give him some more carrot, I think. Yeah, there's some more broccoli, some more carrot, and that is Erwin's food done. But wait, there is more. What we need to add to Erwin's food is a calcium supplement. So what we do is we get some of this calcium powder, put it into there, and just sprinkle it on top so that he can get his extra supplements. And this is to be done with all his foods. And that is the food ready. So let me give it to him and I'll show you that. So another important part is Erwin's water. So I've just taken his water out as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out all the contents of this, get rid of all the stuff on the side, and then I'm going to refill it with safe water, and then I'm going to add some Breakfast Safe, just so that he can be extra safe, get some extra calcium, etc, etc. So let's do that. So now that I've refilled Owen's water, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using Raptor Safe, just a few drops, just to make sure that his water is nice and safe for him, and then we can add it back in just like this, straight there, and he's all done. Now I'll do his protein feed a little bit later once I've shown you what I use, but yeah, for now that is Owen. That was the fish, so we fed the two main ones in the animal room that can use it. However, next we have another diet which leads on to two other foods. So we are I'm now going to show you what I feed my locusts. Okay, so we are now down here in my locust enclosure. Now, locusts don't necessarily need an enclosure. You can keep them in a small tub. However, I like to give my animals literally the best, and so my locusts have got their own enclosure. The locusts in here are roughly around this size. Most of them are now adults, most of them have now got their wings, and yeah, so the locusts get their own food. So what do I feed my locusts? Well, one of the first things I feed them is something that's high in sugar, something that they really enjoy, and that is orange. They really like orange. So all I do is simply place 2 parts of orange into there, and hopefully they'll start eating it. If you remember from earlier, when I was doing Owen's diet, I gave him some tomato. The other half of the tomato goes into here. So hopefully they'll really enjoy this tomato as well, and then gives them some extra food. Now, there's a lot more fruits that they can eat. More softer fruits, for example, what I'm cutting here, pear. They can have pear. Now, you don't need to do this to your locusts. If they have a small environment which you keep them in, just so that they can live for when you feed your animals, you can still put things like cucumber and carrots and stuff into there for them. However, like I said, I like to really feed my animals. So they get a full-size pear, they get tomato, oranges, and last but not least, one of the things I find that they absolutely love, and that is banana. They absolutely love banana. So the skin is fine for them also, but the stuff they love is in the middle, which is this stuff. They love this stuff. Now, you can leave it like that and they'll come and eat it. However, I'm chopping it to put it all over the enclosure so that they can get it from wherever they want. I changed their water earlier, so I will not be changing that now. However, this is how I feed my locusts, and I will try and get you some footage of them eating the food. So another thing I like to do for my fish tank up here is to add things like lettuce and cucumber. That also goes in for the pleck and for the crabs. But the way, usually they would just float on top, but what I've done is I've added some weights at the bottom of these. And it's quite simple. All I do is drop it in like that and wait. And hopefully the pleck will come out, come and eat all those, and it will give him lots of nutrients that he needs to live and to survive. But yes, that is it for up in the animal rooms. I hope you enjoyed this section. There is now another section of me going out into the woods, and I am going to be giving out, not giving out, but placing pumpkin in different parts of the woods, just because animals out in the woods need a lot of care, especially at this time of the year. Like I said with the squirrels and the birds earlier, it's quite hard to come across food. So all I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be going out into the woods, and I'm going to be giving foxes and badgers food. So yeah. Okay, and welcome back to the second part of said video. What I'll be doing is I'll be going out there into the woods with all the pumpkin that I've chopped up, and 2 other pumpkins which are just down there, as you can see, all down there. So yeah, I will be going out into there. I will not be doing any commentary while I'm doing it. I will just be filming it, and there'll be music over the top, hopefully. In addition to this, pumpkin is very important for animals out there, especially like badgers and foxes. Their coats are very important for them in the winter to keep them warm, and pumpkin does that for them. Squirrels, again, when they're hibernating all around in the woods out here, what they'll be doing is they'll be foraging, looking for food that can again improve their coats and improve their health, and for their babies that come in the spring. Birds, again, they will be coming along trying to peck at it. They'll be using that for their egg laying purposes. And yes, hopefully birds can use it for their egg laying purposes, and hopefully it will be a success. Small mice and small rodents, so like voles, mice, rats, they'll be using it again for coats and just for food in the winter. So I won't be doing any commentary. It will just be music, but I'll be showing you where I put them, and hopefully this encourages you that if there are any pumpkins left lying around your house or in your front gardens, or if you know people that have still got them, this is the best thing to do for them, is open them up, get all the stuff that's inside, feed them to your animals, and feed it to the animals out there. So without further ado, let's go.